Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, dear friends, and welcome to Kardec Radio, where we are always nourishing our souls. I am Correa, and we are delighted to be here with you every Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to study the divine laws that rule the universe. The more we study the divine laws together, the more we are able to equip ourselves to make choices that align with the divine will and thus foster greater happiness and well being. In addition, beloved friends, as we gather together, we also nourish our souls and allow for the mentors to utilize our home as an outpost of hope and divine light to those in greater need. So, this is a beautiful proposal from the mentors on high, of which everyone here connected to the Kardec radio platforms can take advantage of. So, dear friends, as we usually do, we will begin our study by reading Kardec's question. Tonight, we shall focus on question 898, and afterwards, we shall then read the higher spirit's answers, comment, bring a couple of highlights, and do an exercise together. Shall we begin, dear friends? Kardec asks the following question on question 898 of the Spirit's Book. Since the corporeal life is only an ephemeral sojourn on this world, and since our future life should be our principal concern, it is worthwhile to put forth the effort, or rather, is it worthwhile to put forth the effort to acquire scientific knowledge that only bears upon material things and necessities? This is a wonderful question by Kardec. We may often wonder ourselves, how much effort shall we put towards acquiring knowledge that is pertaining to the material life? If we ever wondered how much effort we should put in this direction, Kardec thought the same, and the answer from the illuminated spirits to Kardec and all of us is as follows. They say, absolutely. First, it enables you to help your brothers and sisters. Next, your spirit will evolve more quickly if it has progressed intellectually. In the hiatus between incarnations, you will live in 1 hour, you will learn, in 1 hour what would require years on earth. No knowledge is useless. It all contributes to some degree to advancement, because the perfected spirit must know everything. Since progress must be made in every sense, all acquired ideas help the development of the spirit. What a blessing to have this opportunity to study this question together. Why? Because no longer do we, dear friends, need to be conflicted between acquiring knowledge of a spiritual nature or of a material nature. In order to become perfect spirits, we shall need to know everything, quite literally. So every day on the earth in this last incarnation entails an opportunity for us to develop both the wing of moral growth and the wing of intellectual growth. We are incarnated to develop both, and the more we develop our intellectual knowledge, the easier it is for us to acquire and foster moral progress. So God's wisdom designed all of us in such a way. What a beautiful gift, right, dear Veronica? It is wonderful to see you, dear friend. A big hug to you and Frank in Buito as well. Many blessings. And so, dear friends, let us think of a couple of examples that we know of in order to illustrate the Spirit Mentor's explanation. Let us think of, for instance, Chico Xavier. Chico Xavier, while incarnated in this last existence, could only complete primary school, elementary school. However, even though he was not able to finish his higher education or move forward in terms of intellectual instruction as much as we do currently on earth, he was able to channel many wonderful and complex pieces of literature, more than 400. His work is still being published by the Editora Vinha de Luz in Brazil through the efforts of Geraldo Lemos Neto. So he was able to be the instrument of exquisite pieces of literature for immortality. How so? Even though his intellectual instruction was limited in this life, because we can assume for sure that he had received great intellectual instruction in previous lives. This is why he was already prepared to embrace this unique mission that allows for us to expand our understanding of the spiritual realm and of life in both dimensions. What a beautiful mission Chico Xavier was able to fulfill because of how much he invested not only in his moral growth, but also in his intellectual growth in previous existences. Because knowledge of any sort is never lost. Let us think of a second example, Allan Kardec. In his life as Allan Kardec, this incredible spirit was known as a great educator and researcher, renowned by the society of his time. If we would like to know more about Kardec, in addition to reading his work, we can watch the movie Kardec on Netflix currently, and we can have a glimpse of how great this spirit is and was in his previous incarnation. How come was Kardec so able to open up the veils of an incredible new reality for us as an educator and researcher ahead of his time? Because we can also assume that not only in that life, but also in previous lives, Kardec, as an immortal spirit, invested in his intellectual growth, which in turn impacted positively his moral growth. So we owe to the efforts to expand our intellectual understanding, the many opportunities that are given to us to grow morally as well, knowing that this reality is the same, not only for spirits of great stature like Chico Xavier and Allan Kardec, but also to each and every one of us. Let us ask ourselves this first therapeutic question. The first therapeutic question we would like to ask to ourselves and all of us who are here is, how much are we open towards learning the new daily? Good question. 1, not quite there yet. 10, yes, we are open to learning the new every day. Let us then, regardless of the number we give ourselves, accept the inspirational proposal from the mentors of Kardec Radio to consciously invest in learning the new every day. How so, beloved friends? We could invest upon learning the new by simply, for instance, learning a new word every day. This would be one way. What would be another way to learn the new? It could be reading a new book. It could be watching a TED lecture. It could be learning a new language. Now it is so easy to learn new languages through apps on our phones. We have a whole new world to explore at our fingertips. What else could we do? We could watch a documentary about nature, for instance, or we could watch a new program on Netflix. And we may be wondering, but Carol, isn't this Kardec Radio? Aren't we supposed to focus on Spiritism only? Yes and no, dear friends. Yes, the focus is solely on Spiritism here for sure, but we just learned through the Spiritist lenses, through the answer of the Spirit mentors, that in order to perfect ourselves, we shall know everything. A perfect spirit, like our guide and model, Master Jesus, already knows everything. And one day we shall reach this level, because the divine laws are the same for everyone, ourselves and Master Jesus as well. So let us then visualize ourselves at a more evolved stage, already working with Christ like spirits, emanating positive thoughts that shall irradiate light and love towards everyone. Let us imagine ourselves being divine architects of God's will. There will be a time when you and I, all of us, will be able to co create planets like Master Jesus, our guide and model. But for us to get there, we shall develop the wing of morality and the wing of intellectual knowledge. This is why we are proposing, dear friends, that within the next 24 hours we learn something new. A TED lecture, a university lecture, a documentary on Netflix, a new movie, a new series, a new book. And how about our moral wing? Because we need both wings to fly. How about our moral wing? We shall also, within the next 24 hours, learn something new from the immortal reality as well. How so? We could watch a new program on Kardec Radio or on YouTube. We could do a beautiful visualization based on Spiritist principles. There are many visualizations available that we could take advantage of for free. We could also start reading a new book, could begin reading the series, for instance, by Andre Lewis, once again, if we haven't read it yet. Or we could begin the day tomorrow by reading an inspirational message and taking one sentence from that inspirational message to be our affirmation of the day and see everything that happens throughout the 24-hour period inspired through those lenses. That way, we remind ourselves that we are spirits in progress on earth, and we also remind ourselves that every day is given to us by God as a blessed opportunity for us to develop our intellect for the good. Like Master Jesus, of course, our guide and model, like Kardec, and like Chico Xavier, we are bound to expand our intellectuality to be of good use not only to ourselves, but to the collective good. So let us invest on our knowledge, both of immortal kind and of material nature, so that we can develop both of our wings, allowing us to fly higher and higher in this new reincarnation, knowing that each day, beloved friends, is a gift from on high, knowing that we are blessed each and every day with divine opportunities to grow. Dear friends, we wish you many, many beautiful blessings, Serena and Veronica, and everyone connected here. And we wish everyone beautiful new discoveries as together we learn the new through the blessings of God. So we wish you a beautiful evening, and we already look forward to seeing you again next Tuesday at 9 p.m. for another Divine Loss program. Thank you, dear friends, and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.